Hello and welcome to another in our series of webinars on how to market yourself at the show and maximize your investment at the show. This is Perry Reynolds, and I'm here with
Debbie Teschke and Dawn Wittmann.
And we are over the next 45 minutes or so going to help you use the tools that are available to you to make you successful at the show. First tool is on the screen now, and that is the three of us, our email addresses, and our phone numbers. We are happy to answer questions after this event at any time. If you happen to be listening to this recorded, it's the same thing is true. Let us know if we can help you with any of the things that we've talked about here. We will take questions during the webinar. Use your chat function to submit those questions. If it's some of the questions will be answered by our team that's working behind the scenes today. Some of them will come through to us. We will look forward to any of your questions and answering them. Please let us know. We'll start off by talking about some sort of general guidelines for the show. Among the things that we think are important for you is to create a plan. Make sure you have a plan. Make sure you set goals. Make sure those goals are things that are achievable. Be realistic. Most importantly, I think use the tools that we're going to talk about over the next 45 minutes or so. And the last thing that we're going to counsel, and Debbie and I will talk about this a little bit relative to the media and buyers, is creating a follow-up plan in advance. You'll have the tools. We'll explain to you how you get some additional tools after the show. Make sure you use them to their fullest, and don't walk away from the show and say, now what do we do? This is something you should be thinking about as you begin to approach the show. The show can help you do all kinds of things. We hope the show will make you a success. But if you believe that you set up your booth and go stand on the aisle and wait for people to come by, you're very likely not to achieve those goals. We want you to be proactive. We want you to use these tools again. We want you to make sure that you have done everything you can to make sure that the buyers and the news media that are coming to the show know you're there, know who you are, and even get a little access to consumers through Housewares Connect 365 that Dawn will be talking about. We're going to kind of divide up what we're talking about in terms of how do you attract buyers, how do you use Housewares Connect 365, and how do you reach the consumer. Debbie's going to talk at length about that. There's an excellent opportunity to do that, so stay tuned for that part of the presentation. The key tool that you should have received in November, and if you didn't, it's very easily accessible on our website, is the Exhibitor Marketing Kit. These opportunities for you are, many of them now have passed, so you'll see some stuff in the kit that you've missed already if you haven't done them yet, but we'll cover the ones that are still available to you. Go to housewares.org/marketing. That's another opportunity for you to look at some of these tools that we're going to talk about today.
Oh, and Perry, many of those are free.
Thank you, and we want to make sure that you use the free ones, and that there are some other ones that have value too that we hope you will find value in, as our buyers, as many of our exhibitors have done. Both Debbie and I are going to divide up what we talk about before the show, during the show, and after the show in terms of the kinds of tools you can use. The most important, the most meaningful tool that we offer you based on input that we get from our audience is the show buyer lists. This is the link where you can go log in and get those get a list of all the buyers, every buyer who registered for the 2016 show, U.S., non-U.S. This is an Excel file or a CSV file. It is sortable by retail channel, by responsibility, by products. It includes all of the information that they gave us when they registered, except their emails. We do not have their permission to share their emails with you. There are some ways to get that, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. We will continue to ask them for their permission, but at this point they have told us almost to a person that they don't want us to share emails. If you haven't downloaded this tool yet, I would download it. It is a great opportunity for you to see what we think is the best list of buyers in the business. As I've often said, we used to buy lists from third parties until we figured out that our list was the best list. I would encourage you, if you've been in the show for many years, or if you're just starting out, to begin to keep a longer-term file of these buyers so that you can, because buyers do skip years, so be thinking about keeping the 13 and 14 and 15 lists together so that you can reference them all. But right now, the most important one is the 15 list, and we expect somewhere between 60 and 75% of those buyers to return to the show this year. So it gives you a great opportunity to reach out to them. What should you do with that list? Well, you've got phone, you've got a mailing address, you even have a fax, and believe it or not, the fax machine hardly gets used anymore. It actually becomes something of a big deal when somebody gets a fax. But I would encourage you to really tightly target your market. Put together a hit list, a contact list of those you want to talk to. This 3 touches, as it says on the screen, is a tool we learned from one of our exhibitors who is a first-time exhibitor. Came to a couple of these webinars, listened to everything we had to say, and then reached out and touched everybody 3 times. I walked into their booth at the show, which was bustling, and I said, "How'd you do it?" And they said, 3 touches. We encourage you to do that. If there are key retailers that you're wishing to reach out to, we were just talking to retailers not too long ago who said, "We'd love to have a sample sent to us. We'd love to have some kind of special invite to come to the booth." And there are other ways to do it too, particularly if you have show specials, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But incentivize them to come to your booth. Make them know that you're there. And I'm going to turn it over to Dawn. She's going to talk about another very important tool.
What is Housewares Connect 365? This is IHA's answer to our online directory. It's a dynamic tool that you can use all year long. It's actually longer than a year because we go from end of show this year through October until we start the 2017 show year.
And it's free.
And it's free. On Housewares Connect 365, we've had over 1 million searches that were conducted by consumers, buyer, and the media for the 2015 show. We anticipate that number will be that or even greater for 2016. In your listings with catalogs and product images, we've found that they were viewed 75% more frequently than those without any catalogs or product images. This is just from our marketing kit. It's the page on Housewares Connect 365, how to search, plan, and communicate. We also have a mobile application that's available for Android and iPhone. I would encourage you to download that as soon as possible. We are updating the information in the mobile application. In the Android, it goes every night, and I believe the Apple upload is frequently.
about twice a week, I think.
Twice a week.
Yeah.
Now, how can this tool help you? It's going to increase your searchability before the show with over 500,000 annual visitors to our website. Keep in mind that this show is this tool is on a public website and is searchable by consumers as well as your competition. So when adding information, I would do your due diligence and not enter your wholesale pricing or sensitive material. You're going to add a company description. This is where we want you to tell us your story. Why should the buyers come see you? What makes your product different than anybody else's? Why should they come to your booth? Add catalogs, product images, videos of your company. You can grab them from YouTube. That's the only video source we are currently supporting. And then add your in-booth appearances if you have any, celebrity chefs or book signing, whatever you've got going on in your booth. For those companies that are made in the USA, we have signs that you can get to have in your booth. Buyers are looking for that. Perry will touch on those a little more as we get further into the webinar. And then your show special alerts. That's just an alert to the buyer. We don't ask for specifics, and it tells them that you've got something special going on in your booth during the 4 days that you're with us. Any company news, events, celebrations, milestones. We love to hear about anniversaries, milestones. If you're a special business who hire handicapped or have a majority woman-owned business, please put that in your company news or your company description. We'll pull it out for our PR team.
Yeah, you may not think that to be particularly important to you, but if you think about the media coverage the show gets, that Debbie's going to talk about a little bit later, those are exactly the kinds of things the media is looking for. Those are the kinds of stories they're writing. Debbie will talk more about that.
And if you put it in your company description, that is searchable. So when an editor goes to Housewares Connect 365 and in the keyword box searches for maybe charitable giving or some topic, and you have that in your description, your company listing will come up.
So how do you update your company listing? Well, the first thing you're going to do is go to housewares.org, and then on the show icon, when you roll your mouse over there, you're going to click on Exhibiting at the Show, and then scroll down to Exhibitor Resources. Just past the 6 boxes is a big blue box. And then you're just going to click on Update My Company Listing. From there, you're taken to the home page for the show directory, and you'll need your ID and seniority number to log in. And we're just going to go over pretty quickly the navigation buttons on the left-hand side. The first one is company address. That's pretty obvious. On-site contacts. This includes U.S., non-U.S., specialty retail contact, a PR contact if you have one, and then if you have a consumer contact that deals directly with consumer inquiries, you can add that there.
We do get a lot of consumers coming to the site.
We do. Then we have brands and licenses. Your products, this is where you're going to add your product descriptions. We have it in alpha order, so you're going to select all of the categories that you think your product would fit in. If you have coffee K-pods, you're going to put coffee, coffee maker, coffee accessories, anything to do with coffee, and that makes it even more searchable. Your company's description, again, this is where we want you to tell your story and give timelines, the date you were incorporated, special appearances. Everything in your company description, all the words are searchable through our keyword search.
I will share with you, though, that we do not have spell check on this, so I would encourage you to type this in Word or some other tool that has spell check, and then share it around in your office and make sure that you are presenting the best foot that you can put forward.
And just to double check your work, when I upload your information, I am given spell check and grammar check. In many cases, I know marketing companies and PR firms like to make up words, so I just skip over those words if they're not, they don't pop up with the dictionary. For product images and then product catalog, your images must be either a JPEG or a GIF, and your product catalog has to be a PDF. Now, the size of your catalog, this last week I've had a lot of catalogs come my way. And if your catalog is over 10 megabytes, you're going to want to make it smaller. Anything larger than 10 megabytes is really very difficult to open. It's difficult to download, and it will take a buyer way too long to open it from his own PC or his smart device. Catalogs must be in the PDF format, as I said, but your product images could be in JPEG or GIF, and you have an unlimited amount of product images that you can upload onto our site.
We may have said it already, but product PDF catalogs are not searchable. Right?
The verbiage inside a PDF catalog is not searchable through our search engine. Videos, as I said before, must come from a YouTube link, and you need to copy the entire YouTube link directly from the URL address. not just the little side shortened abbreviated link that they give you on the side. So then company logo, that's pretty self-explanatory. Your company news, if you've got a press event that you want to post up there, we'll take it into PDF form. Company videos, this is where you're going to upload those videos. Special marketing opportunities is where you're going to find the Made in the USA signs, which you have to sign off that you're following the federal guidelines, and other special marketing opportunities. Your in-booth appearances, and then duplicate directory listings. Now let me explain that one a little bit more. That duplicate directory listing is for wholly owned subsidiary companies that are not currently exhibiting. If you have a parent company who paid all your bills and you want them listed, this is where a duplicate listing would fit. It's $150 to add them. Then we ask you to sign off with a great big thank you. Again, you're going to want to go to housewares.org/show/exhibit/dir for your directory.
You see that red box at the bottom of this slide. One of the things that I think is important for you to know is that we don't charge you ever for a directory listing, whether it's in the paper directory or whether it's here on Housewares Connect 365. There are companies out there that have approached many of our exhibitors over time, had them sign contracts and paid for paid listings. I would just encourage you to make sure you read any contract that you sign very closely, and also to remember that none of your listings in our directory on Housewares Connect 365 are something we would charge you for.
Now I'm going to show you what your work creates, what the buyer, the media, and the consumers are going to see when they go into Housewares Connect on our website. I did a random search for Casa Bella, and this is what you'll see. I did a keyword search for Casa, B-E-L, and their whole company comes up. Now you'll see that Casa Bella has their listing, booth number. They've entered photos, a video, show specials, which is what that star is, and that orange X is where a buyer would click to put Casa Bella into their private briefcase. When you open up Casa Bella, you'll see they've got their logo, company name, booth number, and category that they're in. There's an address to contact, their URL, and a general company email. Phone, fax, and toll-free number are listed there as well. They have 3 contacts, and then right under the contacts is their company description. And if you click the More button, it'll expand, and you'll see everything that they've added.
And just to be clear, if I might break in here a little bit, Dawn, that you notice that little note down to the bottom that they're an IBC exporter. They're a member of the International Business Council. International Business Council is a subset of HA members who do business globally. They are working to improve or increase their international business. We do tell international attendees to look for this in the company's listings, and this year, for the first time, we're going to offer all of our IBC members a sign to put in their booth that says "We sell globally." We'll talk about some of the other signs later on, but this we've just added this to our opportunities list of opportunities, and if you want to join the International Business Council, it is no charge. Please send me an email or go on our website and search IBC, and you will find the opportunity to sign up. Please do it. Please sign up if you're looking to do business globally. Please display the sign if you already know how, because we're telling buyers to go there. If you don't know how, IBC can help you do that, and we'll be happy to explain that to you in a longer conversation, possibly after the show.
So back to Casa Bella's listing. They have up there their video, which they pulled off the YouTube. You can also see right under the video they have their product images, and then they've uploaded a PDF catalog, and all of their brands and licenses are listed below the catalog. I use Casa Bella because they have colored graphics that are outstanding. They've taken advantage of all of our free opportunities on our website, and they have that little star indicated the show special. If you click on that, it's just going to say we offer something. It's not going to be specific to whatever it is. You're going to have to go in the booth to see it.
Dawn, if I recall correctly, when they're uploading their pictures, they can move them around in any order they wish them to be in, correct?
They can. You can click and drag to rearrange the order of your pictures. You can do the same thing with your catalogs. Just click and drag them in the order you like.
Great.
Now, how does this tool help the buyers in the media? Well, I think Debbie's going to help you with this.
With the media side.
With the media, anyway.
Yeah. Well, as Dawn pointed out, every buyer has, remember the little plus sign, the orange plus sign? Every buyer has access to a personal briefcase. And that briefcase is not only something they use to plan before the show, but it's something that they can look at on their app when they get to the show, as well as, of course, year-round. So, Dawn, you want to tell us a little bit about this?
Yes, I've opened up my own briefcase. I created it just for this webinar. And I've done a keyword search. And you can see on the keyword drop-down, I can also search by company, show category, brands, licenses, who's in the cooking theater, and so on. The buyers and media will also use this to search. Mostly, everyone uses the keyword search, and that's why it's on top.
All right. I think it's about 90%.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to search. So in my briefcase, I've selected 6 companies that I'd like to go see just by pressing that orange plus sign on the various companies. And you'll see in the South Hall, it has mapped out for me the 4 companies that I wish to see, and it gives them to me in the order from front to back. So I can plan my time and schedule my appointments accordingly.
Certainly is easy. We get an awful lot of very positive feedback from the retail community about this tool and about this tool's ability to help them. And it's not just small retailers; it's large retailers as well. We get very positive feedback on this. So thanks, Dawn. We're gonna move on for a couple more things that you can do during the show. If you refer back to housewares.org/marketing, you'll see some of these things, but some of these opportunities. One is sponsorships. We do accept sponsorships, very limited sponsorships, but it's an opportunity for you to get some exposure. The buyers clubs, where we serve beverages at no charge and snacks to the buyers, you can sponsor those. You can sponsor a buyer lunch area. We even, if you have international business, you may want to sponsor the International Business Center. And we also offer, the bus company that we use also offers videos, a video intro for each day on the bus, and you can sponsor those as well. Each of those helps us offset some of the costs that we have to provide these things. You can imagine buyer lunches, for instance, are quite expensive. But I would encourage you to check housewares.org/marketing. Alyssa Graham's name is there, and she will help you with the remaining sponsorships that are available. We have the next 2 items are connected. The new product showcase is probably one of the very few things that we will charge you for, but it's a great opportunity to get your products in front of the buyer, the news media. We have new product showcases inside the buyers clubs in each of the 3 buildings. In those buyers clubs, only buyers and news media are allowed in. Your competition's not allowed in. So don't be concerned about putting a new product in there. They will not be able to see it. The items in each item in the case is scannable. Post-show, as you can see from this picture, we give buyers the opportunity to come in to the new product showcase. We offer them a scan gun. They can scan the products they're interested in. At the conclusion of their visit, when they bring us back the scan gun, we dock the scan gun and print out in booth number order a list of all of the booths, or all the products they scanned, so that they can go find them on the show floor. At the conclusion of the show, we also send them an email reminding them all the products they scanned in the new product showcases. And we also send you a list of all the buyers who scanned your product, just in case they didn't happen to find their way to the booth. They may find their way to you here. You'll note on that previous slide that January 29th was the deadline. It's actually the deadline for this part of the project. The new product showcases are also the ground from which we pick the IHA Global Innovation Awards for product. We pick products in 12 categories. We use a professional judging panel. We'll make the awards announcement at the show at a special invitation-only dinner at the show. And winning products will be displayed both in the new product showcases and in the Hall of Global Innovation. The deadline for the Hall of Global Innovation Awards is January 29th, Friday. The deadline for the new product showcases is on a space available basis, and we may have to close one building earlier than another, but you can continue to submit those and we'll let you know about that. This is a page from our marketing kit again that talks about a couple of the displays that are available there. One of them is the Innovation Awards. You can see the award there. There will be, for the finalists will each get a version of that award to put in their booths. They'll know 2 to 3 weeks before the show. And then we'll select the winners on Saturday night at the show, and you'll have an even bigger award to put on your booth. We had somebody complain last year the award was too heavy. It bent the shelf in their booth. A couple of other opportunities for you. Pantone is still accepting product suggestions, although they're flowing in pretty quickly. If you go to housewares.org/marketing, you'll find a link to the Pantone color palette prediction for 2017. If you have products that match that palette, send them to us. Send us an email. And instructions on how to do that are in the marketing kit. That concludes on Saturday. This is a sample of one of the display cases in the new product showcases. You can see there's a sign in front of every product that has the company name and booth number, so buyers can see you here and go back to your booth. There is no charge for the Pantone display. We kind of approached this a little earlier, but it's something I think we need to at least make sure you know about. Many buyers come to the show and want to write orders. Roughly, based on the survey results from the 2015 show, 50% of the exhibitors reported writing orders with specialty retailers. The number was, I think, 25 or 6% with mass retailers, which I was surprised about. We just want you to be prepared. In the marketing kit is an order form. I'm sure you have your own, but just in case you don't, here's a sample order form that you can use. There are buyers that will want to come to your booth and write an order. Or at least I hope they will, and they're even more likely to do it if you have a show special. Again, Dawn mentioned your ability to pop this into Housewares Connect 365, which is where the buyers will find this. As Dawn said, we don't need to know what it is. You don't need to put it in here. You don't need to tell anybody. You just need to you need to tell them that you have one. You can, of course, in your direct marketing to those buyers you want to attract, tell them about the special and tell them what you can offer them. I have a friend who has been doing this for a number of years. I think the last number I got from him was he had done between $225,000 and $250,000 higher value product, and just based on show specials at the show. So again, make certain that you are ready to sell those things, but it's a great incentive to get buyers into your booth. One other thing that you will want to consider, and here's an opportunity for you to get buyer email addresses, is using one of the 2 lead retrieval devices that we have available at no charge.
The handheld lead retrieval devices, there's still some available, so please go onto our website to order yours. We've had CompuSystems adjust the number so that we have more of the applications available to us. So please go in and get your free lead retrieval mobile application. The supplies are limited, but we still have some left, and they've adjusted our allotment.
This is a hurry up and do it. Again, here's an item where if you scan a buyer with either one of these 2 tools in your booth, you'll get a listing at the time of who it is, but you'll also get another email after the show talking about getting ready to do your show follow-up. This is one of the tools to do your show follow-up with. And the buyer will get a reminder of each of the booths that he or she was scanned in at the show in an email the week after the show. We recorded 41,000 booth visits last year. Again, this is a way to get an email address from that buyer. We presume it's the exchange, same as a business card exchange.
The deadline was extended to February 5th, so please.
And I also encourage you, this is part of our marketing kit that we have up on the screen right now. There are more options than just the 2 free ones.
Correct.
And we would encourage you to explore those options. Some of them actually have a year-round benefit, but if you've got somebody who's responsible for post-show follow-up or buyer recruiting, I think this is spending just about 5 minutes on this page to see if you can understand what some of these options are, I think might be very helpful for you. There's some extensions of the mobile app, for instance, that I think you might find helpful for you as well. So just take a look at this page, see if you can find some additional support. Again, the basic tools, until they run out, are free. So they will ask you for a credit card, but the reason they ask you for a credit card is hardwired into their system, but they they don't charge you anything.
If you're taking that,
Barry, we have a question.
Okay.
Are there any apps in particular that you recommend for collecting market data at the show?
The app to collect buyer names and emails that we have up on the screen right now is the best app that we know about to do that job. I know there are others out there, but they don't have access to our database. They have to be hand entered.
Okay.
Anything else, Jenny?
Thank you.
Okay. One of our favorites, and I think this is probably the longest running item on this on the PowerPoint, is our new for the home signs. If you tell us by February 12th that you want them, they're free to you. We've seen these in China and Germany and shows around the world. So obviously they're meaningful. We tell buyers to look for them next to your new products. It might drag you never know, it might drag a buyer off the aisle. If you tell us you're looking for these signs, we will deliver them to your booth the day before the show, along with any other signs that you've ordered. But if you fail to do this, they're also available at the floor manager's desks on show site. Dawn mentioned this. I want to mention it one more time. We do offer a sign that says Made in USA to those who confirmed that they're following the rules in Housewares Connect 365. I would strongly encourage you not, I mean, there are a couple of companies that have gotten in trouble along the way. I would encourage you to be very straightforward about this particular issue. It is still an issue from the consumer standpoint, but again, if you certify in Housewares Connect 365 that your product is made in USA, and there are all kinds of, as Dawn pointed out, government guidelines there to attest to, and you do that by February 12th, we will deliver that sign to your booth. It is not available on show site. This is the page from the book that talks about these 2 signs. Now, follow plan. We want to make sure that you've got one that we mentioned it earlier. We will be sending you the 2016 edited buyer list. It does take us a while to both get the raw data and then to edit it. We want to make sure that we're sending you data that is correct, that is usable. It'll be available about 3 or 3.5 weeks after the show. We will send you an email that will tell you that it's available and where to go to get it, which will be the same place you're getting this year's. Take this. Take your lead retrieval data, which has emails. Take your new product showcase data, which has emails. Go through this list and look for the companies that didn't come to see you. Use that to create your follow-up list. It will be, I think, a time very well spent. And again, be looking for this, both U.S. and non-U.S. And as Debbie will tell you, media will be available about 3.5 weeks after the show. Now over to Debbie to talk about the 350 million consumers she knows personally that she's going to tell all about your product.
The show generates a lot of media coverage globally, nationwide and internationally, and in the last year, the 2015 show has generated over 350 million consumer impressions in the news media. Now, you may wonder, what's a consumer impression? I have a monitoring service that looks out for any printed articles about the show, anything on the internet, the trade publications, any broadcast coverage of the show. And then they give me their numbers. For printed or internet, it might be the circulation number for the publication. And then for broadcast, it's that Nielsen viewer number. And I simply add up the numbers for all of the coverage that we have. And that's how we determine the consumer impression number. Now, some of you may be working with a PR agency, and agencies tend to do a multiplier of 3 because they consider pass-along copies or more people watching something at one time than, a single person. But we just take the numbers pure. We don't do any type of multiplying. So, you can imagine that we probably do get a lot more than 350 million. Maybe we're looking at 1 billion. We're getting to be like McDonald's with over 1 billion served. But my job is to help you get some of that coverage. And so I'm going to talk about some services that you can take advantage of, and to help you, attract the media attention and maybe be part of the information that those consumers see over the next year. Now, I don't do it entirely by myself. I have a team of freelance PR people that are working with me now. They're starting to contact the consumer media and pitch them the show, try to get them to come or to cover it in some way, shape, or form. And one of the things that they need is your new product information. So I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes as well. So it's really important that you help us, help you. This is the page in the marketing kit that lists all of the media opportunities that we offer exhibitors. Some of them have passed already. They're ended, but there's still several opportunities that you can take advantage of now and during the show. And as with the buyer list, we make the show media list available to you. This is the complete registration list from last year's show that is up there currently. And we encourage you to download this list and use this as a targeted list for pitching the media before the show. It's free. It is password protected because it is on the same page with the buyer list. If you are a PR agency listening to this today and you want the media list, you need to get the logins from your client. Because they are the company ID and seniority number, they are confidential to the exhibitor, and we at IHA cannot give those to anybody but a company employee. So please contact your client, and if they won't share them with you, then they'll have to download the list for you. The pre-registered list for 2016 will be posted on the site in mid-February. The list does include emails, as long as the media have told us, yes, you can share the email with us. So that is one thing you can get from this list as well. Then another service that we have that we need you to do now, and as I mentioned, my PR team is talking with the media, and they're asking what products are going to be at the show. Well, we still have 5 weeks before we can see the show floor and what you have. So this service called New Product Information for News Media is one way that you can tell us about your new product information now. The listing goes in your Housewares Connect 365 listing. You enter it through the marketing kit webpage. You don't enter it through your Housewares Connect portal. There is a link on the portal where you can click and it'll take you back to the media kit or the marketing kit listing. And the one advantage here is all you have to do is enter the company name. So your PR agency can enter the information for you. We don't ask for any passwords. They just enter the exhibiting company name. The system finds it. You click on the link saying, yes, this is the company. It takes you to the data entry page. These listings are free, and you can enter as many listings as you have new products. The deadline, we say February 12th, otherwise everybody would be entering it the night before the show, and that wouldn't help me at all. So we have several hundred listings that have been entered already. My PR team is already starting to look at them, so you can begin listing them right away.
And this is only viewable by news media,
yes,
correct?
This listing is only viewable by the news media through their briefcase in Housewares Connect. So when they go to Housewares Connect 365, they have to log into their briefcase. If you go to Housewares Connect 365 and you just search for your company name and you know that you've entered a new product listing for the media, it's not going to show up for you. You aren't news media.
Nor will your competitor be able to see it.
Exactly. Your competitor, the consumer, buyers, unfortunately, won't be able to see them either.
This is a great place to put a product that you don't want to unveil until the show, but you want the news media to know about before the show, right, Deb?
Right. Now, the next screen, this is, you can see on the exhibitor, BHC 365 exhibitor portal down at the bottom where it says additional marketing opportunities, new products for media. If you click on that link, that will take you back to the marketing page where you will start to enter the information. And then this is the page in the marketing kit where you would click on the new product information for news media link. And again, you can enter as many products as you like. We used Casa Bella as an example. As you can see, they've entered a lot of products. The screenshot on the right is their admin page. So once you enter a listing, when you go back in, you will get a page like that with the products that you've entered, and then you can either edit. You can click on the edit button and edit the description, or you can delete it, or change it, or add more. And again, these are free. Please enter a photo. As Dawn said before, most listings that have photos are clicked on more than those that are not. I know that there have been some issues with companies entering the data recently. They're getting server errors. We do caution you, when you're entering your photo file, when you're uploading the photo file, do not put any miscellaneous characters in the file name or any underscores. Just keep that file name as simple as possible, and it should upload.
That's a good point, Debbie. You need to do that as well when you're uploading your images for the company listing. No underscores, no symbols, no characters. Keep it as simple as possible.
So just resave it as something simple and put it up.
Or just save the file, with a very basic file name.
Perfect. Also,
some companies have had problems. They've been entering too much information in some of the data fields, like the unique features box, and also the availability field or the price field. Just keep those very short. That information is for my PR team's reference only. That does not go in the listing that the media sees. So we just want that information as background. So just keep that short, because sometimes if you have too much information, that will give you a server error when you try to upload the listing as well.
Hi guys, it's Ginny. I have a quick question, but it's going back to the buyers list. It just came up.
Sure.
What is the easiest way to sort through the buyers list to connect with the buyers?
It depends on what you're trying to accomplish with the list. It is an Excel file, so you can sort by any of the data there. For instance, if you'd like to sort by senior manager, you can sort the role column, and it will sort out and put together all of the senior executives. If you're looking for kitchen stores, you can sort out by retail channel, and it will tell you all the independent retailers all together. It depends really on what your goals are, but it's simple enough to sort by virtually any of those characteristics. Probably the most important to most people is going to be the products the buyers told us they're coming to the show to buy. So if you're in the tabletop business, you can sort by all of the buyers that said they're coming to buy tabletop. I would encourage you, once you've done that, to make sure that you look at the rest of the list just in case somebody forgot to click that one. But that's really a great starting point, is to pick the product that's either yours or closest to yours in that 18 or 19 product field and sort that way. If you've got any further questions, if that person has any further questions, have them, feel free to have them email or call me after the webinar.
Okay, great. And this is for you, Debbie. What is the difference between post-show media registration list and post-show media list?
I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Those will be available after the show.
Great, thank you.
Getting back to the new product information for the news media listings, another benefit of that is, as I mentioned, my PR team is reviewing those, and that is the database kind of that they use for selecting product to have in the news center. So you may be getting a call from us in the next couple of weeks requesting a sample to have in the press room to show the news media. That's also kind of like the stash that they use for when we have TV segments, and especially before the show. Sometimes we'll have the local TV stations will want us to come on in the week before the show, and we need to have product to show them, so we will use those items from the new product information for news media listings. Now, the second most question that I am asked after what's new by the media, they want to know who's going to be at the show. And everybody likes celebrities. Everybody likes to see a celebrity chef or see a demonstration. And so we have the special events product demonstration listing, which goes into your Housewares Connect listing. In the exhibitor portal, it's called the in-booth appearance. It is the exact same data entry for both areas. If you do it through the marketing kit link, then you don't have to enter your company ID and seniority number. You just have to enter the company name as with the new product listing, so your PR agencies can enter this information for you. It is searchable. The news media has the search capability, so the buyers and anyone who goes to 365. And it's free. We ask for the entries to be in by March 4th. The earlier you do it, the more likely people will be searching for that information. And so we want to include if you're doing a demonstration throughout the show of your new products, mention that as well. You can list that because the media is always looking for demonstrations along with any celebrity appearances. Then the trade, you're all familiar with the trade publications, HFN, Home World Business, Gourmet Retailer, Gourmet Business, Kitchenware News, and they all do special issues for the show. HFN and Home World and Kitchenware News all do show dailies, and they want your new product information for their publications. This is an editorial opportunity, and it is free. And so we've listed on the website some of the publications. They've given us their requirements and the editor who to submit it to. And I know that for, I believe, HFN and Home World Business, the deadlines are next week. I think some others have passed already because, so you want to make sure that you get them your new product information. That's how they write about it in their show dailies and their show issues. And the buyers read those. They do look at those to see what the new products are at the show. So be sure you take advantage of that. Then we also offer online press kits. This year, again, we've partnered with the Virtual Press Office, so you can post an online press kit. This is a paid service. It's not free. You do have to pay for it, but there are several packages available, including one beginning at $3.99, so a small company can take advantage of the service. The media can go to the website anytime, either before the show, during the show, and after the show. The site stays up until next fall, and media can download the press releases anytime that they need them. Now, during the show, we have a couple of opportunities for you, the Show News Center, and then you say, I want to do a press kit, but I don't know how to write a press release, and I'm going to tell you about a service for that. The Show News Center is in the South Building. Last year, we moved to S401 on level 4 of the South Building, which is very conveniently located to all 3 buildings. The media love it. We've kind of expanded some of the services we offer them. But in the News Center, we offer you the opportunity to put out your press kits for free. We don't charge for this. This is a free service. All you have to do is send us 75 to 100 kits, and in your kit, you would include a press release, photos, or a link where they can download the photos, maybe a catalog or catalog sheets, and your contact information. And we'll put the kits out for you. We would like them at the News Center by Friday, March 4th, so they can be out before the media come. But I do have a lot of exhibitors. They'll still bring them on Saturday morning. You can drop them off to us during move-in. We'll be there beginning the Wednesday before the show, and feel free to bring your kits if you don't want to mail them.
Debbie, that 75 to 100, that's about the magic spot, right?
That's about, unless you're a large company with a real well-known brand, we don't need hundreds. So 75 to 100 is a good number. You can always come by or call us during the show, and if we're running low and it's only Monday morning or Sunday afternoon and we only have 5 kits left, we'll let you know and you can bring us some more. And now we have a slide of this is what our slat walls look like. This is how we put out the press kits. We put them in clear plexi holders, and we do them alphabetical by company. So it's not like if you're the first, we don't put them out as we get them. I mean, like if you're the first person to bring us a kit, you get the first slot. No, it's alphabetical by company. And so you're going to want to make sure that you put your company name on the cover of the kit, maybe a visual, maybe a picture of the product. If you have an agency doing your kit, please do not have their name prominently featured on the inside of the kit. We need to know the exhibitor. That's how my staff checks off to make sure that the company is in the show. And then the media walk around, and they'll take the kits. We give them boxes, and they can pack up as many kits as they like and we'll ship them back to their offices for free after the show. We're one of the few trade shows, I believe, that do that. You can see the gentleman on the left-hand side, he's got a box and he's packing up kits. We do take paper kits as well as digital kits. If you want to do a USB drive or a CD, we will accept those too. We have little holders. I will say that I think sometimes the USB drives, people take those just for being able to reuse them. I mean, they are the first things to go. And if you put a sample or you put some type of a giveaway, a small giveaway in your press kit, those are some of the first to go as well. You know, the media is just like everybody else. They love free things. But we're here to help you get, you know, your information into their hands. And so, you know, it's free. Make sure you send us your press kit.
Should their booth number be in their press kit too?
Yes, yes. You want to put your booth number in your press kit. It doesn't need to be on the cover. The company name should be on the cover of the kit. And if you're a small company and you don't know how to do a press kit, in the marketing kit, there is a tip sheet called How to Put Together a Press Kit, so just go there and download that and kind of explain what type of information. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be a big fancy folder. I've had companies just bring me press releases in an envelope, in one of their, you know, 9 by 12 company envelopes with their company name on it. And you know, it's as easy as that, but just have something in there for the media to see.
The whole idea is to get the media's attention and excite them.
Exactly,
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you say, I want to do a press kit, but I'm either a small company and I don't have an agency, or I've never written a press release before. We have a service called My Press Release Writer, and it is a fee-based service for $99 per release. And all you have to do is go to the website and enter some questions about your product and your company, and it will generate a press release you'll get back in about 48 hours in a Word document. It is written by a professional writer, so it's very, you know, good quality, but the document is yours to keep, and so you can post it on your website. You can print it on your letterhead for a printed press release. You can post it in your 365 listing, put it on a CD, however you wish to use it, it's yours. And as I said, it's done by a third-party vendor, and it's a great way to get a press release, to get something down in writing. Now, I want to take a moment and talk about media registration. Everybody knows that the buyers wear the green badges. Media wears blue badge. We feel that news media should offer coverage to you for free. So if anybody comes to your booth wearing a blue badge that says either news media, internet media, or blogger, and they want to offer you a service, they say, we'll cover you, I'll write about you, I'll do a video of you, but there's a fee involved, that's not news media. And we really try and vet them as closely as we can, but sometimes, you know, people will lie and say, oh no, we don't charge it all. And then they come to your booth and then they charge you. But let me know, and we will not allow them to be news media for a future show. If it's early in the show and I can find them, I'll give them a different badge. I'll give them a trade guest badge, and they won't be allowed to walk around with the media badge. And then the same is when you see the list after the show. If you're going through the media list after the show when that's posted, and you see a name on there and you said, wait a minute, they tried to make me pay for something, let me know, and we will deal with that in the future. If you would like to have a PR agency and you don't, I have a list of agencies that I've worked with over the years that have Housewares clients. Please contact me, either call me or email me, and I'm happy to share that with you. And they're all sizes. A lot of them are the small entrepreneur-type agencies, so they will work with any type of budget. So even if you're a small company, you may be able to afford to have a PR agency. Then after the show, as Perry mentioned with the buyer's list, about 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks after the show, we'll have the final media registration list posted on the website. And we encourage you to use this list to follow up with those with the media who attended. Maybe they didn't come to your booth. And then again, look at the media and decide who would be interested in your product. Not everybody who attends is going to be interested in every product category at the show. And use this as your year-round pitching list. Combine this with the trade publication list that we have up on the website and contact the consumer and trade publication throughout the year and let them know about your new products. Also be sure to update your Housewares Connect 365 listings throughout the year, because when the media call me, that's where I send them to look for new products. And then lastly, we have press events in New York and London in June. A couple of weeks ago, we had our show preview press event in New York, and that was a great way for 60 exhibitors to meet with the media and promote their products to the show. We'll be doing another event in New York on June 9th. That will be limited to about 40 IHA members, but it's an opportunity for you to meet with the consumer editors and to show them your new products. Information on that will be emailed in early April after I recover from the show, and the sign-up will be, we'll send you the link when the sign-up is available, and if you're interested in that, we encourage you to participate. And then there will be one in London for companies that are selling over in the UK. If you're selling internationally, you may want to consider participating in that event as well.
Thanks, Deb. A few more things to mention to you along the way that do come up in some of our conversations with exhibitors. You may or may not know that you have an opportunity as a paid exhibitor to take advantage of a free service called The Inspired Home. It is our consumer portal. It's really cool. And there's some recipes in there, there's some videos in there, there's some how to use products from the show in there. It's free to you. There's a process, the editorial calendar, that allows you to submit your products at no charge, and the editor makes the decisions about which products are written about or used. But go visit theinspiredhome.com, take a look. If you're not a part of that, you should be a part of it. If you're an agency, you better be looking at it, because it's a great opportunity for you to help your client. The one opportunity that you have that you may or may not know about is the show officially closes at 5:30 on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, but we have something that we have dubbed the Power Hour. And the Power Hour gives you one more hour to finish those meetings that you started up, to start a meeting in the relative quiet of the hall after the show. Take advantage of that Power Hour. Buyers will be asking you about that. Make sure that you make appointments for those meetings, because it's a little difficult for buyers to get back on the floor after the show closes. But if they're on the floor, make sure that you make an appointment with them, because you've got that extra hour to talk about your product and your future with that retailer.
It's also a good opportunity to make your dinner plan.
Right. So next to last, On Peak is the show's official housing partner. Book your stay there. We think we have the best rates in the city. If you find a rate that's lower, let us know, and we're gonna go and talk to that hotel about that. Generally speaking, we have found that our rates are far lower than most rack rates in those hotels. Another question we get is, how do I find a manufacturer's representative? And I'll just cover this briefly, but there is a page here to talk about that. There's really 3 ways to do that. One is the simple, old, basic way of putting a sign in your booth that says "looking for reps." It does work. You might get everybody in the world coming, but there are 2 other digital ways to do it. One is our tool, Rep Connect. We allow every rep who registers for the show, who's validated as a rep, to put up something about their company on our site, and they are searchable, and you can, in advance of the show, go out and make some contacts with some of those folks and see if they're right for you. They will tell you a little bit about what kind of products they rep, where they're located, those kinds of things which would probably be important to you as you're looking for reps. We also work with the International Housewares Representatives Association, and a link to their listing of their representative members is on their site. Plus, they will also do a call out for you to their members directly, talking about your company if you wish, for a very small fee. They also have a meeting room at our show in S101B. They have a reps wanted, reps needed board there. They'll be there all 4 days of the show and Friday before. It's down near registration and coat check, down in the lower level of the South Building. But that's another great place to go find reps. But the show is an excellent opportunity to find for you to find a rep. Our part of this is concluded, and I know you've asked some questions along the way. If you have any other questions, please direct them to us. We're happy to answer those questions for you after the webinar. Again, if something occurs to you later on, please let us know. This webinar has been recorded, and you will get an email from us within the next 24 hours saying where it is, in case somebody else on your team needs to be informed. We hope it's been a meaningful hour for you. Again, we wish you a great show. We'll be doing one more of these before the show. If you'd like to join us again, or have somebody else on your team join us. But again, we had a couple of deadlines today that we want you to think about: the IHA Global Innovation Awards, the handheld lead retrieval device, and the Pantone display. So we're getting close on a couple of things. So make sure you attend to those immediately. Thank you for attending. We really appreciate it.
Gary, we have a few questions.
Oh, go for it, Ginny.
Yeah. What are some examples of booth incentives that you recommend?
Well, there are a couple of things that seem to work over the years. Some of them work with some people, some of them don't. I'd say the primary is a financial incentive, and that's a special, a show special of some sort. Have to come to the booth. Have to come to the booth to write the order. Have to come to the booth to make the commitment. As I mentioned, that one fellow was doing $250,000 in business just at the show. So those are. But Debbie mentioned a couple of things. If you've got a celebrity chef in your booth, if you've got there are a number of ways to incentivize people. There are booths that hand things out. And we found that seems to have gone down in terms of preference over time, simply because people just don't want to carry stuff home anymore. But that is another opportunity.
Okay, this one's for you, Deb. What kind of questions do media and buyers ask exhibitors?
Well, they're going to ask new. What are your new products? And what's different about the product? What's special? What kind of trend does the product fit into? Why would my readers be interested in your product?
And on the buyer side, it's virtually the same thing. Why would my customer be interested in your product? But when we haven't surveyed this in a couple of years, but when we survey, buyers tell us they're coming to the show for two reasons: to find new products and to find new supplier partners. And that represents 90-something% of the reasons buyers tell us they come to the show.
Okay, what is a typical key account rep percentage?
That varies all over the field depending on the kind of product. Whoever asked that question, if they'd like to call me after, I'd be happy to talk about some of that. Again, some of that is not something that we contact every day, but be happy to give a little guidance off the air.
How best to identify and attract international distributors?
Well, first thing to do is to get that buyer list before the show and reach out to them. They're identified in the buyer list, and I think that would be the best way to do it. You could put a sign up that says distributors wanted. That could help. Again, I think reaching out in advance of the show to those who say that they are international distributors is the best way to make certain that you have contact with them at the show.
Perry, can you please explain Inspired Home again?
Sure. Inspired Home is IHA's consumer portal. It is a tool that we have created. It's a little over a year old now, and it is our attempt to tell the consumer about all the exciting things that are happening in the housewares business, whether it's home organization, whether it's storage, whether it's cleaning, whether it's cooking, whether it's entertaining, and we work with editors, bloggers, YouTube influencers, all kinds of professional chefs, and what they do is create content for this site, and it's based on an editorial calendar that we put out on our website, I think 3 months at a time, and it's driven by submissions by the exhibitor, and you have to be a paid exhibitor member to be a part of this. And I would be happy to direct the person that's asking the question to our team here. If they would send me an email, I'd be happy to direct them to our team here who can give an even more thorough description of what goes on there.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your time. Again, this is recorded. It'll be on our website within, I think, 24 to 36 hours. If you have any questions along the way, our information is still up on the screen. Please let us know. We'd be happy to help. Thank you.